guys, minions, and welcome back for another one of our Patreon one-shots here on the channel. G was so kind to tell me this is episode 64 of our Patreon one-shots. And we are back for a long time break from Coriolis. We're back with some Coriolis here on the channel. But if you would like to support the channel, and like these fine folks here, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon, link in the description down below. While you're clicking on that link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe, all those fun things. Leave a comment down below, let you know, let us know you were here. With that, oh yeah, one more thing. In the bottom right-hand corner is the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, probably some cosmic space horror, I would imagine, or more monsters, or I re-kill, Necro's character to make sure he's dead in all versions of Coriolis. But two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to this channel for all kinds of things, like overlays and new games and lighting and mortgages. And that's it. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Everyone here confidently knows how to play Coriolis. They're souped up. They're all well-versed on all the rules. But for now, let's jump on in. The shuttle hums with the sound of its semi-automated systems as it cuts through the cold, silent void of the third horizon. Inside the dimly lit cabin, the faint blue glow of status screens reflects off the polished walls, casting long, shifting shadows. The only noise besides the gentle vibration of the engines is the occasional soft chime of the autopilot adjusting its course. You all sit strapped into your seats, each one of you feeling the weight of anticipation. The air is tinged with sterility, underscored by the faint scent of metal and ozone. There is no pilot in the cockpit, just a sleek array of automated controls flashing silently under the faint red emergency lights. Outside, the endless expanse of stars offers no comfort, only a stark reminder of how isolated you truly are. Suddenly, the flicker of a holographic emitter catches your attention. From the circular pad in the center of the shuttle's cabin beams a light stretch upward, coalescing into a figure of a man seated casually in a high-backed chair. He's illuminated only by a faint glow of his surroundings, a planetary horizon displayed on a wall of translucent, flickering screens behind him. His face an obscured shadow, but his posture is calm, commanding, and utterly self-assured. The hologram leans forward slightly, and when he speaks, his voice carries the weight of authority, tinged with calm menace. Thanatos Station has gone silent. What little data we received points to an artifact, an ancient fragment from the portal builders, known only as the Shard of Tenebris. Your mission is simple. Retrieve the artifact's research logs and contain whatever has caused this disruption. Fail, and the consequences will ripple far beyond this system. Do not disappoint me. The hologram straightens, holding your gaze as though it can see into your very thoughts. You will arrive at the station shortly. The automated system will handle docking, but from that point on, you're on your own. Proceed with caution. With those final words, the figure dissipates into a scattering of glowing particles, leaving the shuttle eerily quiet once again. Only the faint hum of the engines filling the void left by his absence. A red indicator light begins to blink on the nearest console. Your arrival is imminent. You exchange glances, the weight of the task ahead settling over you like a heavy shroud. This is no routine mission. Something about his tone and the broken, foreboding sight of Thanatos Station tells you that this is the kind of job that changes lives, or ends them. The shuttle jerks slightly as it begins its final approach. The automated systems chirp to life, signaling docking procedures. And somewhere within that silent, scarred station lies the artifact and whatever horror it has unleashed. The four of you are members of a secret organization that investigates anomalies throughout the third horizon. Some of you have been on a crew together before, some of you are new to the crew. Each of you have sworn on a number of NDAs not to speak of prior missions, prior engagements. Anything you see here will be used against you in a court of space. You all begin to embark at Thanatos Station. What are all of you doing in the moments before the shuttle touches down?
I think we see um, Anissa is her name. Um, she looks to be about late 20s, maybe early 30s. Um, Dressed in red cloth clothing and leather. On her back is a Durasword strapped, and she sits calmly and um, collected as the shuttle moves in. She closes her eyes and just like feels the vibrations of the shuttle as it docks. And after they hear the message from their very elusive boss, she she mutters under her breath, "Stakes are higher on this one." And as the shuttle docks and they get the green light to move out, she undoes her buckle, her seatbelt. That's it, haha, seatbelt, and she stands up and prepares to leave and turns to everyone else. We ready?
Um, I'll go next. Luna is, she has one of those ageless faces. You can't really place her. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50, early 50s, maybe. You don't know. You're not sure. She's sophisticated. She has dark almond-shaped eyes, and they're framed elegantly in kohl liner. And she has jet black hair, which is styled into an intricate, like kind of updo thing with lots of braids. And even out here, she is wearing a flowing red gown that has like a pant set underneath with gold embroidery, and her movements are graceful and deliberate. And while everybody was closing their eyes or whatever they might have been doing to react to the landing, I think she was sitting back quietly and observing them and checking their body language and figuring out what she might learn about them. Um,
Mhm.
when Anissa says something about how this one has higher stakes, she says quietly, "Trust me, I've handled worse." And that's it. That's Luna.
Before anyone else goes, Luna, do you think you have been on a mission with anyone else here before?
I don't know, do I?
That's up to you. That's entirely up to you.
If you've been on a mission with Luna before, raise your hand. Nope.
Perfect. So
Luna's never met these folks.
go ahead and roll me. You get to make the first roll of the night.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead and roll me observation. I'll say
Hmm.
observation or manipulation.
I like manipulation more.
Okay.
No additional modifiers or anything.
No.
Critical success.
Critical success off the
Pew.
bat. First roll of the night. It's all downhill from
Yeah.
here. Um, Outstanding. So you look around, you understand the job and whom you work for, right? So you know that this is kind of what happens is you kind of get jammed with a team. They mix the teams up for that exact purpose so that not everyone knows what's going on at all times. You come from wealth and you kind of understand how the game is played. You look around and you notice that everyone has some sort of like a piece of equipment that has a name on it, right? Has some if it's on your weapon, if it's on like a bag you're carrying, something is company issued that bears a name. You see the woman that spoke is Anissa. You see there is a man named Marcus and a man named Saeed, both sitting next to you. Um, Marcus, you look has the make of a data spider, so he is a computer hacker. The other man sitting next to you, Saeed, has the build and make and weaponry of a soldier, so you assume he is as such. And Anissa, similarly garbed as Saeed, is also some sort of a mercenary, but you see that she's not built the same way as Saeed is. A little thinner, a little more wiry, a little less armed. Yeah. So that's what you notice about your companions. One looks like they can handle themselves very well, equipped in a fight. One looks like they know their way around the data sphere. And Anissa looks a little hard to place, but definitely looks seasoned. So as you get the measure of your crew, as you had said in your intro, that's what you understand about them. And from there, we'll jump to Marcus or Saeed.
Marcus is just kind of sitting there working on his little portable computer, programming a security tablet he has for. He's basically running all these diagnostics for the mission ahead because he doesn't know what he's getting into. So he's basically making sure everything is ready and set up. He's got the data worms sitting around. He's got the access backdoors that he needs or might need. And he's just kind of so distracted in this work that he doesn't even notice that they've landed yet.
Okay. So you're essentially cataloging any scripts and programs that you might need for this. And lastly, we have Saeed.
Saeed is sitting there, not fidgeting, but not sitting still. He's busying himself. He has he's wearing mostly combat-esque gear. He's got like a tactical vest on, and he's fiddling in a backpack. His backpack is covered in little bits and bobs, and he's making sure he's got ammo. You can see him constantly pulling out magazines, stuffing them in the bag. He's pulling out any sort of like knives, jamming them in the bag, making sure he's got food rations, he's got water, because you've been on a mission, you never know how long it's going to take to come back. So he's making sure he's got all his bits and bobs. At the end, he zips it up. He ties his hair up because he's got like shoulder length black hair. Ties that up, and he pulls his shamak right up close to his neck. He's got like mostly dark colors, but a red shamak that he wears around his neck. And he pulls that up ready to go. And as the shuttle docks, he stands, flings his backpack on, pulls out his weapon to the front of him, and readies to leave with the rest.
Okay. As the shuttle engages its landing sequence, the red lighting inside the shuttle ding switches over to green, letting you know that it is properly docked and sealed to the station here. So no apparent need for any sort of exosuit or any sort of thermostatic suits. You are docked, and the readings come across that the air is breathable inside the station.
This is a defunct station, correct? No, I guess no one's living on it, or what's the status of the station that we have?
You don't know.
We got no
all you were told is that there is some artifact here. Obviously, you don't build a station to be intentionally unmanned. So either people left or there are people here. That's kind of how that works. So the data you have is that there was an artifact here, and something has happened to cause a disruption at this station. What the disruption is, you have no idea. And when it happened, when the disruption happened, you were not given the details.
Okay.
And we're retrieving logs, not the artifact. What is it that we're retrieving?
The research, the artifacts research logs and determine whatever happened here.
Oh, research. I thought we had to find the actual artifact.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, if
So
you
we're
find
just
it,
here to figure out. We want to know what happened, what the artifact is.
and any logs that they may have about like what they were doing with the artifact. I mean, at the same time, you're all smart enough to know that if the artifact is here and is retrievable, your boss isn't going to say no to that.
That's extra
but
money
that
in
is
our
not
pocket.
what he told you. So if you don't show up, you're not going to be getting in trouble.
Yeah. And just to put you further on the spot, Mike, what system are we in?
I don't know. You're in the Menkar system.
Menkar? That's far. Okay. Okay. All right. So she will go and punch the button, open the door, and step out.
Hell yeah. The door opens up into the ship, and you find yourselves in an airlock tube. This is like a single landing zone. So you find yourself in an airlock tube with another door closed on the other side.
Okay, she will go and make sure that that door seems status green before she goes to open it, and she will open that door.
Absolutely. You open that door into like the docking bay, as it were. Excuse me. And you look out into this room. The docking bay is dimly lit. There are flickering overhead lights. You hear the faint hiss of either, leaking vent, leaking coolant, leaking atmosphere, something. There's like a slight hiss in the air. You do see that there are scorch marks on walls and doors leaving this place. And you see that the floor is littered with debris. You also see a number of damaged, if not broken, drones on the floor.
The scorch marks, Mike, do they look like something that's been caused by a basic fire? Or do they look like something that's been caused by a flamethrower or like almost like a jet engine type of
No
control?
to all of those, but you are a soldier. They are blast marks.
Blast marks. Okay.
There's an obvious central point that the scorch radiates from.
Okay. Saeed, as he's ready to step out, he pulls his shamak up over his face to make sure that he's not breathing in anything weird, and he keeps his hand ready on his gun, and he is going to have his head on a swivel, looking to see if anyone or anything is hiding in shadows or looking to cause them harm while they are exiting the ship.
Go ahead and roll me observation.
Cool. I get a +2 to observation when testing to discover an ambush.
I'll take that.
Observation. Where is observation?
Left column, third from the bottom.
I think they're alphabetical.
Yeah, they are. Math. Letters, Mike. That's hard.
Almost as hard as math. One success. You look around, mostly focusing on threat assessment, right? So you look around, I imagine hand, gun at the low ready, as you sort of scan over the Shimog. And you do see that in the debris, it looks like perhaps like parts of like ceiling have like fallen down. You do see that there are you see like legs sticking out from certain things, as if pieces of the station have fallen and possibly crushed people. So there were for sure people on here. What could have happened to them? You're not entirely sure. Why are there blast radius scorch marks? Why are the drones down? You're also not entirely sure. However, with the one success, you also do know that these are not like your typical scanning drones or work assistant drones. These are a defense grid drones.
Okay, and the people don't look, well, their legs that he can see,
Correct.
It's Wicked Witch of the West type. There's something
Correct.
there next to the legs. It's not just a pair of legs.
Correct. Yes. As far as you know, the legs continue to form the full torso of a human.
Okay. In that case, he's not concerned that something's ripped these people apart. He's going to start stepping into the area, still keeping his head on a swivel, and he looks back to the others without turns his head without looking away, and says, "There's defensive drones down. Keep an eye out for whatever's the cause of those." And he's going to start stepping down the ramp.
Okay. So you head out into the loading dock proper. What are the rest of you doing?
Are there any robots like these defense droids that look like they still have some power, or like they might be twitching a bit?
Everything looks stationary. However, that does not mean they are without power. They could be in shutdown mode. They could be disabled mechanically. If you'd like to, If you'd like to look around, you can attempt to do so. And like, actually, if you want to see if they have power and see if you can access them, you can find a terminal inside loading dock and roll me a data gen.
I was hoping to access one of the robots directly, but I can do that.
Oh, you can
too.
do that too. If you want to access a robot directly, you can absolutely do that as well.
Marcus is going to find a robot that still has basically its upper section and where its sensors might be still intact. And he's going to try to tap into this robot if it still works and see if he can find out what its last like directive and threat analysis were.
Nice.
And data gen. Dice are never friendly to me.
Now, as a reminder, Coriolis is a forgiving system. You can push your roll at the cost of giving me darkness points.
No conditions, just darkness points.
No conditions, nothing bad happens to you. I just get a point of darkness. I will also let you know, because I'm a kind of benevolent GM, that I started this session with 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that does.
I get to spend them to fuck with you. So it's kind of like a GM intrusion.
Sure, then I'll push it because more fun.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oof. So
the dice just don't like me lately.
Yeah, not today. So you
They didn't like me last week either.
That's true. So you directly interface with one of these things, and you, for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, maybe you underestimate the strength of the security here at Thanatos Station. But you begin to attempt to like gain access, and you hit firewall after security, and nothing that you're trying is getting through here. And you know that if you try to brute force your way into whatever drone network these things are on, it will take you hours with the computing force of your tablet. Will take you hours, if not days, to gain access to this. You'll either need to access the like central core of the station, where like the main computing power is, or you would need to take apart and analyze these machines and figure out if there's some way that you can gain a more direct access to this, or if there's a network nearby that controls them. You're not entirely sure, but you cannot physically gain access to these drones from here.
Yeah, I think Anissa kind of walks around, looks. She might like nudge the pair of legs with her boot. Not to check that they're alive, just nudging it.
It flops like a pair of legs should.
Okay.
A completely mundane leg flop.
Yeah. Perfect. Does anyone else have data gen other than Marcus?
I think just
Marcus is just talking to himself. It's like, I knew I shouldn't have taken that 4-year vacation.
4-year sabbatical.
I made enough money from the last trip. I took a vacation on Kua.
Yeah. Is there like a computer terminal in the hangar?
There would be, yeah.
Okay. Do I need datagen to access it?
You need datagen to gain any more access than what it allows you by default.
Okay, I want to see if I can get a map.
Okay. While you're go ahead.
Or some kind of directory to see where we need to go.
Okay. While you are doing that, Luna, what are you doing?
Luna walked in and kind of gave a grimace, I guess, to the body, I think. Everyone else is dressed in very practical things, but as I said, she's in a gown, high heels. She kind of like pushes back a little bit of her coiffed hair, and this place doesn't seem particularly interesting. So Saeed seems to be going somewhere. She follows him, and her heels click, click, click on the ground as she does so. You're mute.
I sure am.
I know. Hi, Mike as well.
What's her name? Amara, the from Firefly. the companion. I very much imagine like very
Mm.
beautiful gowns and be like, ooh, I am out of place. That's a corpse. I have to. He has guns. I'm gonna stay with the gun guy. This seems dangerous. Outstanding.
None of the things I do seem to be particularly useful here, so
I will
hmm.
say, for your let me see here, Luna. For your character, as a reminder, the command skill can be
Hmm.
used to straight up give orders to the other players.
And
And
manipulation, right? Like both of them seem to do the same thing as far
well,
as I can tell.
so the difference is command. If a player follows your command, they get a bonus
Mm.
to their roll. So if
Got
you
it.
say, "Hey, this needs to happen," and they do that, then they get an extra die to their roll. Manipulation works for NPCs in the same kind of way, and also
Got it.
apparently you fucking are very strong. Just who knew? Secretly trained martial artist. Outstanding.
You done
So
yoga.
yeah, that's what it is. It's
It's yoga.
interplanetary hot yoga. So you head out following Saeed as he's sort of scanning his lane, as it were. Marcus is looking over the drones, and Anissa, you head over to the terminals. Obviously, there are flickering lights here, so there is still power here. You are able to access like you access the in wall tablet here, and it bing pops up with like a stylized Thanatos station like logo that spins away to essentially what is like a touchscreen, like a home screen. Several of the option menus are grayed out, but you can find a map here.
Wait.
The layout of Thanatos Station is kind of like a wheel. There is a central core, which is where like the main computing processing, like the main center of this place is. You see that there are several major hubs here. There is the central core. The docking bay that you're in is to the south. On the eastern side is the research wing. On the northern side is something labeled as containment chamber, and on the western side are the crew quarters. And this connects like a wheel, and there are spokes coming from all of them that lead to the central.
Spokes? Oh, okay.
Yep.
And south is the docking bay.
Correct.
And west, west was crew
Research
quarters?
wing.
Sorry, east?
East is research wing, west is crew quarters.
Okay.
Turns out directions are as hard as math and words.
So Anissa's like, looks like we want to head east. That's where the research area is.
And from what you can see here, everything connects through these spokes. So everything goes through the central core.
Yeah. She points to head through that door. It'll take us to the processing core. Maybe we can do something about the power of this place. And yeah, then we want to head use directions in space. Head right to the east. That's where the research is.
Wasn't Saeed leaving the room? Because I think
He
that's
w-
what
he was
was my
scanning.
impression. Got
He
it.
left the ship and walked into the central area, and he was
Got it.
scanning it and
Got it.
looking for threats.
Okay. Anissa has given her intel. What is everyone doing?
All right, boss lady, I guess you're the one taking charge today.
I'm not today, at least.
I don't want it.
She glances at Luna. Something tells me you're meant to be in charge here.
Do we really need to have someone in charge for intelligent adults in the room?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
left is correct, then let's go.
It usually helps.
depending on the group of people. Some people,
Lunar,
some people work better under orders. And she glances at Saeed.
Saeed turns
Luna,
and
good.
no, go for it.
Luna's going to shrug and walk in the direction that Anissa indicated.
So Anissa and Saeed would have worked together before.
Mhm.
In previous engagements, who would have taken point?
It probably would have been Anissa because I used to have command, but I switched those.
Okay. Then Saeed would fall in behind to the back of the group and make sure that Anissa can take point.
Right.
Okay.
She's also. You also know she's a melee fighter if she gets into combat, and she can do funky things.
I think most of you are. Most of you have training in that.
Marcus sighs, kicks the robot, and follows along, getting in front of Saeed.
The drone sort of sputters and rolls out of the way. You guys head to the main door, and whoever gets there first accesses the panel, and opens it, and you see it grinds to a halt. It is wide enough opened. It's not fully open, but it is open enough that any one of you can squeeze through. But only one of you can go through at a time.
Perfect.
Luna was there first.
Okay.
And so she was the one who accessed the panel with her long fingernails, click, 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 click. And then, as it was just barely wide enough for her to slide through, and she's fairly lean, she just slid right through.
Okay. So it slides through you kind of at an angle, like agilely scoop your way through. And as you're the first one through, you notice that you have entered into the wheel of the station. So you see directly in front of you, there is a tunnel or the spoke, so to speak, that goes straight forward. And you see that it also arcs out to your left and to your right. And you can see that the station curves around. So you can head to the right directly to where Anissa had mentioned, or you can go straight to the central processing core.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Okay.
So what did Anissa intend to say?
Anissa said right.
Yeah, east or right. It's because we're in the south. Yeah.
I don't have this in my head, but Luna is trusting that Anissa knows what she's about, and she heads in that direction as she interprets it.
Okay.
Not looking back, assuming everyone's following her, because they would.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they would. Why wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like the station is pitch black, right?
No, there
in
are
darkness,
flickering
no
lights.
There are flickering lights. Okay. As Saeed goes, he's got a thing of chalk and he's just marking the walls on their route, just to make sure that he knows that the return route is safe.
She
Okay.
looks at him a little paranoid much.
If Luna is out of earshot, he goes, well, click-clacking heels is going to get us killed. So, yes.
Well, we haven't died yet. And she looks around. Is there the same amount of chaos and carnage in this in the hallway?
You can see that there is debris on the floor. You can see there are scorch marks on the panels, on like the wall panels, as if something had happened here. You see that if you turn around, you see that it looks like something was trying to batter at the door that you just came through. Perhaps that is why it's broken. So it looks as though perhaps something was trying to get out.
So it was trying to batter into the cargo bay?
Correct.
Okay. What do you make of this?
Who's she asking?
Saeed. And whoever's close.
Does it look like it's animalistic, or does it look like metal has done this, Mike? Is there any blood or anything like that in the scratch marks and the dings and dents?
Let's see. Go ahead and we're gonna make a roll here. It's gonna be. We'll do just straight up observation is fine here.
Can anyone roll this?
No.
Anyone can roll that.
Observation.
Yep.
Oh, he succeeded.
Hooray!
Oh my. Look at this roll.
Okay, so 2 successes from Luna, 1 success from Marcus. Marcus and Luna, you both see that there are both like blast marks here. There are gouges from something that is clearly metal, something hard at least, if not metal, something hard. And then Luna, you additionally to that, you notice that there is what at first glance for anyone else that succeeded, it looks like oil. Like perhaps the mechanical device they were using to batter the door was something that leaked oil. But you look at it and there is something off about it. In most oil, there's some sort of like opalescent effect to it, or like you can kind of see this looks like thick, like motor oil thick. And it does not seem to be, and it seems to be like not like splattered in the way that like if you're hitting something, it would sort of spray like arterial spray. It seems to like kind of look like clumped and coagulated as if bashed against something.
He's gonna touch it with one finger and like kind of rub it between, her index finger and her thumb, and then she'll pull out a tissue.
It is smooth. It is slick. But there is a chunkiness to it.
Mm.
Like it has coagulated in a way that oil shouldn't coagulate.
She's gonna smell it.
It smells like metal.
Like metal. So she'll take out a tissue paper and she'll wipe her fingers off, and then she'll dab it in the oil and then kind of bundle it up and put it in her purse.
Okay. And you know that oil does not have what you would consider to be a metallic smell. It has a very oil smell.
What does she think? What does she make of that? By the way, would she have any idea what a coagulating oil with that smells like metal might be?
Are you trained in science or metallurgy?
Metallurgy, I think. What does
yeah.
trained mean? I have a
You
point.
have a skill.
Does that mean
So on our character sheet, the skills on
Uh-huh.
the left-hand side are generic and everyone can have those. The skills on the right-hand side, if you are not trained in them, is like you don't have a point in them, you cannot roll them at all.
So I have 1 in metallurgy. So
Great. So roll me metallurgy. See what happens.
Yeah, you can't roll an advanced skill without a skill point in it.
Now again,
So-
we can push in this roll if you want to give me a darkness point.
I don't want to do that.
I'm only at 5.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
I'm good.
If you're sure.
I'm good.
Okay.
It takes at least 8 to hit it with an asteroid.
It takes at least 8 to kill everyone with an asteroid.
Yeah.
Per the book, is what that says. Cool. So, Luna, you were the
Well,
only
she
one that
says-
notices that.
All right. Well, she says, "Don't dawdle. It's not a good idea in these types of situations." And then she keeps going.
So Luna takes off to the right. Anissa, Saeed, you have a little short conversation and follow after. Marcus, what are you doing?
Either that's one crazily weird robot, or never mind.
In these types of situations, she looks at Marcus with raised eyebrows, and then she follows behind Luna. And as she's following, she's just gonna kind of relax her body, maybe roll her shoulders a little bit, and she's gonna see if she can feel anything with her mind. You're muted.
God damn it. What is your mystic power?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis is you can move stuff, right?
Yeah. I just want to know if do I feel I
Okay.
feel a darkness here?
So you're just trying to get a vibe check.
Yeah, vibe check.
Go ahead and roll me a mystic power with a -1.
-1. Oh, bitch. Limited success.
The vibe checks out bad.
Hmm.
There's a bad vibe here. You don't know what this is. Obviously, when the mission briefing came on and they said a portal builder artifact, that sort of, raised some hackles. But not all portal builder artifacts, not all artifacts of that nature are inherently dangerous. But you do not get, this does not pass the vibe check.
Mm-hmm.
No one tries to escape when everything's great.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little redundant to say that I have a bad feeling in here. But sometimes when there's a lot of people who die, it can muddle things a little bit. But if this artifact is indeed portal builder technology, and it happens to be called the Shard of Tenebris, something tells me it's not a good thing. Anything called, like, the Shard of Shadow or Darkness, not a happy thing. Everyone be on your guard, okay?
Saeed
she's
scoffs.
gonna draw her sword. She gives him a look.
Ah, yes, my guard with only a stun gun.
And she looks. You pack your own kit, Marcus.
You have 2 eyes, 2 ears.
Mm-hmm.
I walk, nerd.
Guys, it's not like Tenebris was the sword wielded by Lucifer. That's crazy. It's just a regular, it's just a fun word. It's just a fun word in Latin, guys. Leave it alone. Good.
Is Luna armed at all that she can see?
Yeah, she's got her fists.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. She walks around like this.
Just to be clear, you do also have weapons, Luna.
Oh, I do? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
At the
A mean pair of heels.
Yeah.
Hey, stilettos
Mean
are a
pair-
good stabbing
I
weapon.
told you I don't know how
She
to
just
play
takes her
this game.
shoes off and is like, fucking monstrosity. Which is funny because she rolls 6 dice for melee. So with high heels would be outstanding.
Well, so we're both melee combats?
Yeah.
She's got a knife and a sword.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so both women are packing blades.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so she is visibly armed. Okay.
Yes. Correct. What a time. What a time to be alive. So you continue on down this wheel, as it were. And you make your way to another 4-way intersection. You see a path headed back to the left, which you can assume leads back to that central hub. You see a path connecting forward, and you see another door, and this one is clearly marked Research Laboratory.
Okay. And we haven't heard, like, there's, like, any noises or something like that. You said we heard a hissing before, like air. Any other sounds that we've heard?
Nope. The general creaks of a man-made structure in a place where man shouldn't make structures. So like eventually you hear like the tink 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 of metal, the pressurized sound of the existence of this place in a vacuum. So the same sounds you'd hear in like an empty submarine. The hiss seemed to abate as soon as you walked far enough away from the docking bay.
Okay. I'm sure that won't come back and bite us in the
I
ass.
got a bad feeling about this soundboard.
What do you mean? Nothing's gonna come back to bite you guys. It's a fun time.
Okay.
I'm just here to have fun.
Hmm.
You stand at this 4-way intersection. What are you guys doing?
So to our right is the research, and then left would be going back the spoke towards the hub.
Correct.
Okay. Is the door open at all?
It is closed. It is closed, and it's one of those kind of doors. There's no like window to this thing. You do see there is a access terminal on the left hand side of it, or I guess on the right hand side of it.
Saeed is looking back the direction they've come and just keeping an eye out for anything moving. And as he hears anyone touch the panel, he will swivel and then gun ready towards the doors before they open.
Okay.
Does it open when you press the button?
No,
Marcus
Didn't think
wishes
so.
to press the button and realize it doesn't open.
it does not open.
Marcus, can you do something
You get
with
a like a bam bam, and the little screen lights up. It says access denied.
Marcus, can you help with this?
I can.
Do it up, son.
Yeah, do it, she says, in command. Does that give him a bonus? What?
Yes,
That is
technically.
the most aggressive. Do it up, son. Yeah, do it. Like the guy's like, okay, beep boop, relax.
He's not even like that. He's just rolling his eyes because it's just like, wow, this is so cringe.
Well, Luna has the command skill, so
If you, fuck,
So I add plus
Roll-
1 to the
wait.
modifier.
Luna, roll me command. Jesus.
Okay. Let's see how
Command
this
works
goes.
very similar to lead in Tales from the Loop. Jesus
Ooh.
Christ, Melissa, you're banned from this game.
damn.
Um,
Damn.
You know I'm gonna
Um,
fail now, right?
okay, so you get an extra D6 for doing what Luna says, and then Luna, what is something with a crit? What is something else that you would like to happen based on you telling him to do that?
Based on me? Okay, I don't understand what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
you
what-
commanded him to do that so well.
Oh, what do I want the outcomes to
Yeah,
be?
yeah.
That went so well. Is it possible to just like keep the lights on instead of them all flickering? Like,
Oh no,
Oh.
sorry. Your role doesn't. Your outcome doesn't affect his ability to hack things. But
okay.
you were a commanding presence. So something
Mm.
could be like the rest of the crew kind of sees you as not someone who shouldn't be here. Perhaps someone who has a commanding presence, as
I
opposed
love
to
that.
as opposed to high heels.
All of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah. All right.
sure, that sounds good."
You watch a change in Luna as she has a bit of a commanding presence, and instructs Marcus to open that door, and you guys all like, oh, maybe she wasn't a mistake to send here. As Marcus, you are accessing that door. Saeed, I need you to go ahead and make me an observation roll. You do not get your bonus for. Sorry, you get a bonus of +2, but I am giving you a bonus of -2.
Okay.
Whoa,
2
shit.
successes.
2 successes. Outstanding.
Is this an ambush?
You hear voices,
Oh.
or sounds, or moans, or groans, whatever you'd like, moving quickly towards you.
Oh.
Your ears pick up on this. There's like a quick communication between Anissa and Luna and Marcus about the door, and then you have your ear trained behind you, or the direction you're facing, right? Because you have your rifle facing out, and you hear this sound. And seconds later, enough time for you to like bring the rifle from the low ready up to the high ready, and look down the barrel of your rifle, as you see a shambling group of arguably what can be considered people. You see the remnants of what was once the human crew here of the Tenebris. Of the Thanatos. Their bodies are twisted. Their arms are elongated down to like where their hands pass their knees. You see them sort of hunched forward, almost as if like you see like their stomach is sort of sunken in towards their spine, and it seems almost as though their spine has elongated. You see they look almost like a corpse. You see there are tattered remnants of the clothing that they used to wear, but the color of the clothing is blackened, much like their skin. And you see there are like twinkling blue veins that sort of pulse through their body. And if you were not mistaken on a 2, you think at some point either they're moving fast enough or there's too many of them that you thought for a second you could see through one of them. And you see this massive, like very, very dark shadow beneath them, as 6 of these things are just shambling towards you, at a good pace.
They look like they're moving with purpose at us. They see
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
He keeps his eyes forward, gun trained on them, and he turns his head to the others and says, "Through the door now, and then close it behind us, Marcus." And he starts backing up towards the door.
Marcus is already through the door as soon as it opens.
Well, before it opens, everyone go ahead and roll me initiative.
No, thank you, Mike.
That's too
Nope.
bad.
We don't roll initiative in this game.
Yeah, we
That's-
don't do initiative here.
There is
It's initiative.
It's card based. So I don't know how to do that.
Oh.
So everyone roll me a. I think it's just a D6 is how they modified it, or it's a D10. Everyone roll me a D10.
I get to roll 2, I think. Is under talents? Do we? Yes. Combat veteran. You get to make an initiative roll with 2 dice.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's you. Roll me 2 D10.
And I'll take the 10,
so
Mike.
you get to choose the. So 1 axe first. Yeah. 1 axe first, 10 axe last.
Oh, then. Damn it. I almost want to go last.
Okay, you can go last.
But that's after the shambling death machine that comes marching at us?
So it's gonna go. It's gonna go Anissa. Then it's gonna go Marcus.
No, Marcus, yeah.
And then it is gonna go. I'm sorry, no, it's gonna go Anissa. Then then Marcus. I was right. Then Luna. Then the shambling horde. And then you'll either go first or last.
Oh. And how far away is the shambling horde? Before I make this
They
decision?
will shamble to you on their turn. They will be at the door at their
bollocks.
turn.
Okay, then I'd like to go first, Mike.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we have Saeed is first. All right. So Saeed, you are the first to act. What are you doing as you see this horde of creatures moving towards you?
He's going to back into the room. If there's anything that he can get behind, place his gun onto that, facing through the door. And hoping he doesn't have to fire, but he will hold that position.
Okay, so you quickly the door. You see this horde moving. You hear the of the door, and you are the first one in. You all hear, however Saeed reacts to this. You guys can all look over your shoulder, see this shambling horde of creatures, and you see Saeed dip into the room. Anissa, what are you doing?
Yeah, she looks back and she swears, and she ducks in after Saeed,
Okay.
and she already has her sword ready, and just a quick glance. The way they're coming, is there like anything hanging from the ceiling that looks loose, like a pipe or air duct or something like that? Because you said there was like damage. Or is there any like crates that are like in the like any kind of what do you call it? Things that could provide cover or block their path.
Nothing large enough to block the entire hallway.
Anything to slow them down, possibly, like such like a crate. Like I want to use my telekinesis and move a crate in the like into their path. So if they either have to go around it, it might slow them down or block something.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. Anissa, go ahead and use your telekinesis and give me that darkness point.
I will do it. I don't have to roll technically, but I'm using it for a heavier thing. So I know last time we played, I rolled my mystic powers if I
You have
wanted
to roll every time, don't you?
No, I just checked.
Oh.
But because it's only supposed to be like small handheld objects.
Yeah, okay, then make a roll for a larger object as you kind of
Okay.
like push yourself.
One
Success.
success.
So you actually you see the door open, you see this horde moving towards you, you see Saeed dip inside, and you like quickly glance, and you just instinctively like go to grab something, and you can feel like the edge of a crate in your hand as it out of the door and sort of out into the hallway, where you are. So you kind of shift it into the hallway, semi blocking their path as it's a large box kind of taking up the middle of the thing. They can walk around it, but it will be in their way. And that
Basically,
is
maybe not all 6 of them will arrive this round type of shit.
yes. And then what do you do?
In the door.
Head in the door. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's 6 darkness points for everyone keeping track at home. The next up is Marcus. What are you doing?
Marcus is going into the door and he's going to find the terminal on the inside, and he's going to ready an action to close it once Luna gets in.
Perfect. Luna, what are you doing?
I'm asking how combat works. You gave us this thing, but it talks about action points, but I don't know how many action points I have.
3.
It's not listed anywhere. Okay, so you can do one of the things there. Okay.
So you can always do a slow action, I believe, takes all 3. A normal action takes 2, fast action takes 1, and free actions take none. So you can move, you could punch something and move, you could move and move.
All right, so she's gonna slide in through the door, draw her weapon, and then like a free action seems to be talking, so she'll say something like, be sharp, everyone, and that's intended to give people a bonus, which I don't know how all that stuff works. So
Yeah,
would that
go
give
ahead
everybody
and
a
roll
bonus?
me command.
All right, good. All right. Fail.
Okay, if you can push if you'd like.
No, I don't think I want to. I did say she drew her sword. Oh no, she's gonna draw her knife. She's gonna draw her knife.
Okay. So because Marcus had a prepared action, Luna, you move in there. You say everyone stay sharp, and Marcus, you dink hit this thing, and the terminal assumes if you're accessing it from the inside, you do have access. So a ding, green light says access granted. The door closes.
Mike.
Yes.
As the doors start closing,
yes.
The tunnel that we were in, did that have windows?
No.
No windows, no
No.
exterior at all.
Correct.
Okay, no problem then.
There's structural weeknesses.
Yes, that would be structural weaknesses.
Can I start a
to look at the pretty stars.
lockdown?
Mm-hmm.
Can I
No.
start a lockdown on this specific door?
You want to like make it so that the terminal on the outside cannot be accessed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a data gen.
Just make sure we can get out.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Critical success.
Outstanding. Critical success. You absolutely make it so that the panel on the outside is completely inaccessible. In fact, you change
Can
the
I make
password.
it so my security terminal can just remotely open and close this door?
Do you actually have a security terminal?
Yes. A security tablet.
The security tablet. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, with a crit, your security tablet can remotely open and close that door. So you have remote access to this door. This one in particular.
One in particular door.
Yes.
Why
Perfect.
that matters, who knows?
You look around this room collectively as you are now safely in here. The air in the research wing is thick and stale, carrying the faint metallic tang of blood and ozone. Dim, flickering emergency lights cast distorted shadows across the walls, where shattered glass panels from once sterile laboratories now lie scattered across the floor. The long corridors are lined with overturned tables and scorched equipment, their surfaces blackened as if licked by fire. Holographic displays, cracked and unstable, sputter to life as you pass by, projecting fragments of corrupted data. Lines of unreadable symbols and looping error messages. Some screens displaying flickering images of researchers frozen in moments of panic, their face distorted by the grainy playback. There's a low droning hum that echoes through the halls, vibrating just beneath your awareness. It feels as though the walls are alive, trembling faintly with a pulse that doesn't match the station's systems. And the closer you venture to the heart of the wing, the more oppressive this sensation becomes, as though unseen eyes are watching your every move. What are you doing as you make your way through the research wing?
Well, I dare say that has something to do with the artifact.
Probably. Maybe it's still here.
It's
We
going to
can
be a problem when we want to leave.
Maybe they'll move on. We were being pretty quiet, but how did they know we were
Discuss.
here? But yeah, if we can score that artifact, big bonus.
Said stands up, walks to the door, puts a big cross on it in chalk. Are there any other doors into this room that we're in, Mike?
Yeah, you're not in a room, so to speak. You're in a wing. So there are a number of hallways branching off of this area to a number of other research laboratories. So imagine like it's sort of the from the outside, like looking in, this is a big like cube or rectangle, right? So there's a large central corridor, and there are a number of corridors off of this. We'll say there are 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, that each lead down to multiple rooms on each hallway for whatever their designated lab purpose was.
Then Said looks to others and says, "We're definitely not alone. We need to make sure this area is safe."
Mhm.
And he's going to have gun up, and he's going to start heading down the corridor, the main central corridor,
The main central corridor.
and stop and look down each one. And he's looking to see if the doors are open in any of the labs that are off those corridors.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing as you see Saeed start to do a sweep?
She's gonna follow behind and basically support him.
Okay.
For now.
Luna and Marcus.
Luna will go the opposite direction, but do the same thing to, do it fast.
It's a straight
follow
hallway.
Luna.
Okay, well then the other side of the hallway.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yep, I didn't even think of that. So Saeed's looking one direction, Luna's looking the other direction. Marcus, what are you doing?
Marcus will follow Luna for now.
Okay.
He's just going to keep an eye on that door.
Okay. Luna and Saeed, go ahead and roll me an observation.
One for Said, 2 for Luna.
Luna's just out here killing it.
Yeah.
These rolls. Okay, cool. There are a number of at every intersection there are a number of doors open in the various labs. If you stop at one and don't proceed because you see doors, just let me know. But as you go further, there are a number. Not all of the labs are open, and the lab doors are not. They're not like double doors. They're all a single sliding pneumatic door. And you do see here there are either windows into the labs or shattered glass and holes where windows used to be here. You do see similar debris. You don't really see, Saeed, you kind of recognize this. You don't see blast marks. You do see like fire marks. And it does look like it does give you the feeling of like a flamethrower, but not. Like that this is not like the radius of a flamethrower would be much bigger than what you're seeing. But you do see that there's a number of broken windows, open doors. The place looks in disarray. Luna, you see the same things. You have less knowledge about flamethrowers in general. But as you look down the second corridor on the right hand side, we'll say that's where you are on the right hand side. You see there's a shattered window into one of the labs, and you see what is essentially a a glass tube that has like a metal mechanism on the top, and you assume a metal mechanism on the bottom. That's sort of in like a like it's not large enough for you to stand in, but it would be large enough for like a child to stand in. So, like that's how big this thing is. So it's probably like 3 feet around, probably like 4 feet high. And you do see that it is shattered, and there is a black substance in what remains of the bottom portion of this.
She's going to, without turning to look at the other two, she's going to raise her hand and snap her fingers and say, "Attend me." And then she'll point in the window and say, that black substance, it was on the door when we came in. That container, does that look like something that could hold an artifact?
Are you
Well,
asking
we
me or
don't-
them?
Well, either. If you
Okay.
want to answer, you can answer too.
Well, we don't know what this Shard of Tenebris looks like, so it's possible. She looks at it, could also probably hold a person if they're small enough or condensed enough, if you catch my meaning. She will go over.
Mike, does it seem like a thing that might like hold a artifact?
Anissa's answer is not wrong. Some artifacts are hand-sized. Some artifacts require like a skiff loader to move them. Some artifact, the portals are artifacts, and they're enormous. Your ship can go through them. So yes, an artifact that fits those dimensions could for sure have been kept in that.
Luna steps back to let Anissa enter the doorway.
Yeah. She looks. So you saw this on the door back there? What is it? She looks. Ew.
It's unclear. It doesn't seem to be any type of substance I've experienced before. It's it's like an oil, but it seems to curdle, and it smells, you know, like metal. An oil shouldn't smell like metal.
I don't have Metacurdy, so I can't roll. Can I? Sorry. Can I roll like a survival? Because I'm kind of thinking it's blood of something. So can I roll a survival to see if somehow I can connect this to blood of a creature?
You can try with a -2.
Okay. I'll take that. -2. Nope.
You can push.
Nope. 6 is enough for now.
Okay.
I have another theory personally. Is like, I'm thinking is like, this is kind of a. Could I roll technology on thinking because my character's thinking this might be liquid metal.
Let me see here, Marcus. Are you? Yeah. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a technology.
Any minuses?
A -1.
How do I set that? Just -1 and modifier.
Yeah. When it pops up, you just do a -1. It should pop up and ask you for it.
Nice.
Nice.
Outstanding. Now, are you all in the room with this shattered pod?
I'm near Luna.
Saeed is because we went down the main corridor.
Yeah.
Luna went off to the side.
Yep.
He backed up and stood on her side, but on the main corridor with his back towards them. Because I'm assuming that their corridor comes to a dead end.
Yes, all the corridors come to a dead
And
end.
the only way to them is through this point. So he's stopped on that point in their corridor, but keeping an eye.
That was
down
the most
sides.
aggressive no.
I'm like, yes. He's like, no.
No, absolutely never. Marcus, you head over to get a closer look at this containment unit, and it is, in fact, a containment unit. You see that what's in here isn't liquid metal, and maybe you like grab like some sort of like fallen instrument, and you kind of like pick this up. It's like it's like picking up cartoon cheese. So like you scoop it and it like stretches like a mozzarella stick. And liquid metal should not do that. It should sever pretty quickly. and retain its liquidity. But you sort of scoop this up, and it is that viscous that it like stretches. And again, it doesn't shimmer like a metal. It doesn't shimmer like an oil, like mercury. Most like silver metals have a kind of shimmer to them, have the metallic to them. You do smell that same metallic smell that Luna had mentioned. And even in this one, you see that there are like small chunks of perhaps matter, perhaps like something fell in here, but also it could just be like coagulated lumps of whatever this is. As you are the closest person to this, you do see that some of it has like leaked out of the containment unit and is on the ground. You imagine that this containment unit once held much more of this, and you do see there is a pool of it sort of around the metal base plate of what would hold the containment unit up. Anissa, how? Oh, one second. Anissa, how close are you?
Well, close enough that she like leaned in, so maybe she's definitely within 5 feet of it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me Mystic Powers.
No.
It's psychic
Dude.
metal.
Outstanding. You like you're watching this happen as Marcus begins to like fuck around with this thing, and you feel a wave of nausea and vertigo wash over you. You kind of close your eyes, center yourself, shake it off, whatever you need to do, but it comes on fast. Like immediately you want to fall over and throw up. And it just as quickly as you are able to like center yourself, that feeling is gone. But it was the moment that Marcus touched this is when that happened.
Well, yeah, she staggers and like maybe puts her hand out, and I don't know how close Luna is, but maybe Luna is like she grabs her shoulder to steady herself. She goes, "Holy shit, Marcus, be careful! Something is the vibe is off with that shit. Please be careful."
Vibe? What are you talking about?
It's got a bad feeling, and this almost felt like I wanted to puke.
It's just strange thing.
Whatever it is, I think that might be.
I think this is our artifact.
Or we don't know what else they've been researching in this place. So, but it's past
Mark
now.
is going
I'm fine.
to look around and see if there is a spare container.
There is a container. You see that there are several more that are shattered. You see that there are places where there are droplets of this black goo. But go ahead and roll me an observation, Marcus.
Let's go.
My full observation skill of nothing.
You can push if you'd like.
No.
Well,
okay.
What does this room look like?
It's probably like 12 by 14. They're all pretty uniform, as though this was like kind of like a prefab build. There are there's one central like desk in here, and then on opposite sides, so you walk in, there's a large central desk, and then in a horseshoe around, like on the back and side walls, there is a like a desk that's bolted to the wall, like part of the wall. And you see that that's where these containment units are, the shattered ones. You see that there's one, just like the glass case is toppled over on its side on the desk. And you see there is like somewhat of paperwork. Some of the paperwork has been kind of glossed over by this black goo. Some of the paperwork is torn and scattered as if people were leaving here in a hurry.
She says, everyone split up and search the room.
Okay. She will do that.
You know that there's also, based on your like walk up and down, there's over a dozen rooms in this wing. This is just one of them.
Everyone split up and search the rooms. There's no like computer terminals or anything like that?
There are no computer terminals in here. But
Any-
also, for telling people to go do that, go ahead and roll me command.
Are there any data pads?
You'll have to explore your rooms. That is a +1 for everyone else that is exploring the rooms, based on Luna's recommendation.
And then
for
Luna's going to
data.
look at those. She's going to look at the papers in particular to see if any of them are salvageable or readable.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an observation.
Fail.
You see a number of papers, but as you like pick up chunks of them, of like the torn papers and like you see some that have like fire, like scorch marks on them. What is salvageable, you don't understand any of it. So you're not sure. Like, yeah, this looks like research. Does it look like research that is usable by someone back, at Mission Central? You're not entirely sure. There's not enough data on a lot of the paperwork that's here.
Well, maybe another room, and she'll exit.
Okay. Marcus, Anissa, and Saeed, I'll say you also heard the command to explore the other rooms. If you do so, you get a bonus die.
Yeah, she will.
Marcus is going to do what his job as the nerd is, and he's going to go find whatever he finds is the central terminal for this lab, and he's going to tap into it.
You look around in here. No roll needed for you. There is no central terminal here.
Are there any, just, I guess, off to roll observation to see if there is
There-
any scattered about?
There are no terminals here, period.
You know what?
There may be data pads if you roll observation.
Hold on. Can I use my the faceless one talent to make a terminal be there?
No. Unfortunately, no. That is too big of an ask. You can use your. I'll say you can use your faceless one to find a data pad.
Can I roll observation on that first
Yeah.
before I do that?
And you have a bonus die from Luna, and Anissa, you also have a bonus die from Luna as well.
I failed.
You can push.
There's a 1.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna push. I will push. With my +1. Come on, baby. No. Damn it.
And Saeed, just so I'm aware, what are you doing?
The same thing he was doing before, Mike.
Okay. You, Marcus,
He half moved to follow the command, but he knows that that's dumber than
Fair
staying
enough.
where he is and getting shot at later.
Fair enough. Marcus, you managed to find a data pad. However, in the whatever happened here, it was trampled on. It turns on, and you see it like blip to life, except you see there is a large crack that splinters out from the center of it as if it was dropped and someone stepped on this thing in their flight from here. You can access this. No crazy roll needed. You can access this and view whatever you can view, right? You can only see like the top maybe quarter of the screen and the bottom quarter of the screen. So as you kind of slide through this, trying to like get the data to a place where you can see, you find a few pieces of research logs from here. 3 logs in particular. You find one that says, the shard emits frequencies we can't fully analyze. It's as though it's alive. You see another log that says, we thought we could harness its energy, but the AI is conflicted. I swear, Thanatos is holding something back from us. And you see another one that says, containment is failing. I keep hearing whispers. I don't think they're in my head anymore.
Marcus has a tabula. That's basically like a data pad itself, right?
It's a tablet, yeah. Yep.
Can I transfer these files onto this nice, perfectly intact tabula?
You can try. Go ahead and roll me data
I'm going
gen.
to try.
You will need 2 successes here. You can push.
No.
I'm so sorry. So you found those research logs, or logs from a researcher. You also roll. Did anyone else roll it? Oh, Melissa, what are you doing as Luna?
She's moving on to the next lab and
Okay.
searching it.
Go ahead and roll me an observation. Unfortunately, doing what you say does not give you a bonus. Great.
But I got ones.
You find,
She's in particular looking for logs and things. Like, that's what they're there for, is to look for logs. But
you find, let me see here. What do you find? What is appropriate here? Yeah. Interesting. You find a not a terminal, but you find a hollow projector, like the one on the ship, right? You find this small little, it's like a beacon. It's one of the labs is entirely for like hollow projections. And you access this. You just kind of like hit play, and whatever is played last, or whatever was recorded last, is on there. You see a looping holographic feed. It looks like it is from like from someone's tablet. Is recording this. And you see that there is a containment unit, like the ones you found, that has a jet black, like crystalline shard piece in there. And you watch as the science nerds are doing something sciencey to it. And then you watch as the containment unit explodes. You see a bunch of the researchers sort of like shield themselves from the glass. And you see pouring out of the shard that is like floating inside a shattered containment unit is this black goo. And you see it moving towards the researchers. And you watch in horror as the researchers twist and malform into the creatures that are waiting for you in the hallway.
Tasty.
she says, and then she opens her purse and she takes out the tissue that she had and she, throws it on the floor.
Good move.
Yucky.
she puts
Throws the whole
hollow
purse
thing.
away.
Puts the hollow thing in her purse and then she puts it back on. Says, "Don't touch any of the slime."
Shit.
Does Marcus share the information that he got?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So maybe we need to go to containment then to get more information. She looks
Well,
at
the
Saeed.
containment was it one of the things that we saw in the other room?
It was
was
a
it
device like that.
Like that? What did it look like? The same room or look like a different room?
It looked like a different room.
Okay.
The containment center is north of the station. It's
Can
the
we get there without getting back into that hallway?
air ducts. She looks at Saeed.
Do you really
Uh,
think
he
we'll fit
looks
in
up.
those?
Interesting.
Well, they have to have maintenance tunnels somewhere to have people move through.
Why
Can
would they
I
have to have-
use my faceless? Can I use my faceless one's
Wait,
talent to have air ducts?
Just do
Mine
you
didn't
have
use it up.
do you have maintenance tunnels in your building? No, you just have. There's no tunnels in the building.
This
You
is
just-
this is
Are you
space.
sure about
they
that?
need to they
you
need
just
to
move a
access
drop
shit.
tile and you get access to it.
They need to access shit.
I will say that they're yeah, you know what? If Melissa, if you want to use your faceless talent, you can do so. Give me another darkness point. That's the cost of it. And you can make that there is an access, like the one of those like vents that like pipes in air, is centrally located in the main hallway of the research lab. So there is a vent that you could, if you can find a way up to it, and to remove it, you can gain access to the central vent system, the central HVAC.
Luna unbuttons something at her waist and shakes out her skirt. She's still got that pants underneath. And she says, "Will somebody give me a leg up?"
Saeed at this point has backed up because they were looking for air vents. And and he drops onto one knee, puts his hand ready for her to start hoisting people up into the air vents.
Okay. Does anyone have tools?
No.
Not specifically listed.
Tools
But
are
Saeed
a
was getting
specific
ready.
item.
No.
Cool.
Can I whack it with my Dura sword?
Well, Luna's the one up there. How do you want to open this?
With the Durasol.
With
Whack it with the Dura knife.
with my superior strength,
Or stiletto?
Okay.
with my stiletto, and I love
She's
that
gonna
idea.
whack
We're
it
doing
with her
that.
high heels.
Well, you don't want to step on Saeed with the high heels, so you got to take those
No,
off
yeah,
anyway.
I took them off. I
Yeah.
have them in my hand. So
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll me a fucking what is it? Force?
Force?
Go ahead and roll me a force roll.
Imagine if her shoes were like climbing spikes, so she takes them off because obviously she can't step on, and then she like uses them as like stabbing things, and then pulls herself up.
So
That'd be awesome.
if I may, Melissa,
do it. Let's do it, Mike.
we see Luna take the shoes off, have them in one hand, right, like walk of shame style, and step up on Saeed, a little boost, and then as we watch Luna try to screw here, screw here, screw here, she takes the heels, hooks them into the corrugated part of the vent, hooks another one in, and then we see her lift herself up and almost like a kip up and move her legs forward as she's pulling this thing in, and then just fully drop her body weight, holding onto the heels. And in a clatter, it snatches this thing down. You fall ungracefully on top of Saeed. The ceiling, the vent clatters down on top of you, and a dust cascades down. There is a hole in the ceiling that leads to an HVAC tube.
As she's falling, she says, "Catch me!"
Saeed doesn't have a choice whether he puts his arms out
No.
or just stays there. You're landing on him.
Anissa will clap like, "Bravo!"
Saeed clambers back to his knees so that he's still kneeling down, and he looks back and goes, "Good job, ma'am." And he puts his hands ready to hoist the first person up.
Man, what are those shoes made of?
Wouldn't you like to know?
They're
I kind of would.
they're mercurial heels, didn't you know? Yeah, she will.
How could those be good for your feet?
The lady never tells.
Mhm.
You know what? Fair enough.
Anissa will volunteer to go first to get
Okay.
at least a look.
Okay.
And she sees xenomorphs crawling towards her. Ah!
Oh no, wrong game!
Yeah, wrong game!
Wrong game! Psych, we've been playing Alien the whole time!
Xenomorph
Yeah.
just shows up. It's like, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pop up there, and it is a black tunnel.
Light?
Do you have light?
I'm assuming she would have some kind of flashlight.
I don't know, let's look at that character sheet. Do you have a flashlight?
Oh my god, I'll type it in. I'll type it in right now. Flashlight.
Flashlight is an item in the game. They're very specific
Yeah.
about items in the game.
Flashlight.
Yeah, you pull out a flashlight, and it's just a tunnel
Okay. What direction does it go?
back towards the main ring.
She will that picture. She will let them know where it goes, and she will slowly army crawl through.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Okay.
Saeed, you can get 3 people into the tube. There is not enough space for someone to turn around in the tube to stick their hands back out to you. How are you all getting him into the tube? Or
Anybody have a rope?
But Mike, I'm assuming that these labs have
Add
tables.
rope?
don't have a rope? Go ahead, Chris.
Do these labs have tables?
Tables?
Oh.
Yeah.
They have the large central table that fits the room.
Chairs?
There are chairs.
Bookshelves? Shelves of any
There
description?
are small shelves that are like mounted to the wall. I'm sure with enough force, or maybe Luna's heels, you could probably pry one off.
Chair should hopefully be good enough. He'll pull a couple chairs once he's got everyone in. And then he's hoping that he can use the chair as a launch pad to jump up and grab the lip and pull himself in.
Okay. Outstanding. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity.
Dexterity. I can roll you that. No, that's a failure. Can I re-roll that, Mike?
Yeah, you can give me
I'll
another
push
darkness
that.
point. That's great.
How many do you need? 8, right?
I need
Yep.
8 to make an
He already
asteroid
has
kill
8.
everybody.
He already
Mhm.
has 8.
No, I
No,
have
it's a
8 right now.
success.
Yeah.
Worth
Oh no,
it.
that's right. I have 8 from
The faceless.
Yeah,
the faceless one. So now I have 9. 9 darkness points. Cool. You jump up. And just for mostly comedic value, the reason I had you roll is because it's a science facility. They're all swivel chairs. So
Yep.
a swivel chair is unstable when trying to leap off of it.
And they're
So
all
there's a
wheels.
bit of balancing as there's a central spoke. There's a bit of balancing and a bit of instability as you position yourself like 1 foot on the arm and you leap up into this thing and muscle your way in. Now, Anissa, you are leading. You have the flashlight. You see that this goes, and you're smart enough to realize it goes right back to the central area. And then you see it goes left and right, and this HVAC unit, this HVAC vent seems to like follow the spoke, and you see it move in the same directions as the spokes do, as if this is like the central air tunnel.
Okay,
Mike?
so then-
Yes.
Is there a little vent just outside the lab door that we can look out of and see if the zombies are there?
Yeah, you know what? For perfect horror timing, there is a small vent down there, and you can see that Mike used a corruption bar, and the sound attracted more. And there are at least double, if not more, of these creatures than there were when you ran into that room.
Mm,
Everybody's in the pipe, right?
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
I'm
in the
going
pipe.
to remotely open the lab door.
You see a flood of these creatures moving into the room. They're sort of spilling into the room.
Ooh.
I'm going to wait until basically they all go into the room, then I'm going to close it again.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cash in a darkness point. And they move in. So now we're back down to 8. So we're back down to 8 darkness points. They begin to move in and spill into this. And you, from what you can see, you're like, yeah, they're all in. You hit the remote button, and you get an immediate result that the door cannot be closed because it is obstructed.
Oh,
So
'cause
there
the
are
crate
still
moved.
things in the door.
Oh.
Now you can, if you so
override that?
choose, you can roll me a data gen to override that, but you will need 2 successes.
Come on. Yes!
Oh!
2 successes. You override the security, the safety protocols of this specific door, and the door grinds to a close.
Squish.
And you hear this anyone nearby this door, so I'll say Luna, actually probably not Luna, your head's too far up. We see Marcus and Saeed. You're close enough to hear this as you're right behind Marcus. You hear a crunching sound, a sick like squelching sound, and you hear the overworked grinding of the doors, and then finally the locking mechanism in place. And whatever you've done, it is done. That door is locked, and there is no safety on it. Where are you
I'm
guys headed?
Assuming that at least half of them are in that room.
Yeah,
So do we want to like secure that behind us? You know, Luna is just going to be commanding because that's what she does. She says, "Secure the hatch."
The hatch is on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking
You pulled it down.
yeah. Okay, fine.
I'm sorry. Sorry that
Anissa's
gravity works
crawling.
in space.
She's crawling towards the containment, so she heads right.
Okay, so you head around towards the containment unit. Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding. The four of you crawl around the outside of this ring, through the HVAC. Anissa, you make it to another four-way intersection, and you headed for the containment unit. You break off to the right, and you because now there has to be an HVAC vent in all of these places. You make it to a centrally located HVAC vent here. Are you bashing it in? Are you?
Well, I'm not trying to press my luck here, but have we gone past the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, you can stop at the four-way intersection if you want.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to like totally press my luck here, but if this area is containment, it might not have an air vent. You know what I mean? Like HVAC access. If it's supposed to be containment, like whatever it's meant to be containing, it might be hermetically sealed. So I'm just putting that out there.
It's not.
Okay. All right. Then yep, she will crawl in.
Okay. You just go in?
Well, she's gonna crawl into the containment area.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, woo, that's crazy. You're just going for it.
Yeah.
Outstanding. You make your way to the vent here. You see a barren, like stark medical style room. Like everything's like white walls. Everything looks like very sanitized. Everything looks like very very clean, and the entire room, from what you can see, is empty. And it is a circular chamber. It also, from what you can see from the vet, it looks smaller than what you expected. It's maybe 10 feet by 10 feet circular room.
Oh. Is there any damage in here?
You don't see any from here.
She's gonna try and pop the hatch.
Okay. Roll me force.
And a little bit, I'm sure. Fail.
It's not giving.
Shoot.
You can push.
Yeah, I could. I'm just trying to see if there's something else I can use in lieu of.
I mean, you can find another exit.
Yeah, if I'm looking down the shaft, is there any? Does it continue on?
The one you're in, or back at the?
Like continue on straight forward, or does
Nope.
it end here?
It ends like 4 feet after this.
Okay. I can't get the vent open. We can try going through the front door.
Well, what
Is
does
there
that
anything
mean?
in there?
What front door? Is there another opening further down?
Well, the front door of the containment area. On the ground level, not in the vent. As if we leave the vent.
That
So we'd
assumes
have
you
to
can
go
open
further
that one.
down.
Well, we gotta backtrack.
Oh, I don't think
Unless-
that's a possibility.
Well, because right now, unless we all crawled into.
I mean, you
like,
can all go
the door?
backwards.
Yeah, we're just shimmying.
Backwards.
We're just shimmying backwards to the outside of the current door that
You
we're
want
at.
me to try to open it?
You can't get past. It's not big enough for you to crawl over somebody. Unfortunately, the order you're
Listen,
in
I
is
think-
the order you're in.
I think you should try again, but this time put your full force into it.
Can I use melee combat?
If you so here's what I'll say. Because Luna is instructing you how to do this, if you want to spend a darkness point and Luna succeeds on a command roll, you'll get a bonus to that. But it is a re-roll, so I do get a darkness point.
Do I roll first, or does she roll? How does this work?
If I'm not gonna make you roll if G does not want to give me a darkness point.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay, go for it. Roll for command, Luna.
Holy,
Holy
shit!
shit. All right, cool. So everyone sees Luna is now in charge of the mission.
Yeah.
And Anissa, you get a bonus of +2. So 2 bonus die on this roll.
2 force.
Actually, here's what I'll say. I will give you all the options. Either Luna is firmly in charge of the mission,
Mm-hmm.
and G gets 2 bonus die, or I do not get a darkness point, and G gets 1 bonus die.
I think G picks.
G picks.
Well, I really don't want you getting more darkness points.
And you only have 2 die in this.
Yeah, and I only have 2 dice already normally in my strength, so jeez.
Devil's bargain.
Yeah. I'll take the 2 modifier.
Okay, so I'm back up to 9.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Hot damn!
It's only 4 dice, y'all.
The
Don't get too
dice
excited.
said F you. You're not getting in
Yeah.
that way.
Mhm.
You can back out and try to find a door. Try to find an access point
And she's
elsewhere.
like banging on it with her sword hilt. I
Mhm.
just can't get the freaking leverage.
Luna just sighs and she's like, all right, everyone, back up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. And Saeed backs way up.
Okay.
Beep,
You can continue
beep.
forward along the ring to the crew quarters. You can back out to like the 4-way intersection and head towards the main hub. Or you can keep crawling until wherever you want.
I say we just get out. Well, we can go to the main hub because there. You also found information saying like something about the AI. So
Mhm.
if we want to find out information about the disruption, we might be able to find information there too.
Well, let's not waste time. Let's do it.
So we're gonna go to the hub.
Okay. You back out to the intersection. You head left into the central the central of the hub here, the central of this wheel, and you see that there is a large circular vent here. And Anissa, if you're still in the front, you look down and like maybe 2 feet below this vent is you can see it from a little bit of an angle. But is a black obelisk is in the dead center of this room, right below the vent.
I would say that we would be reverse positions now, but that's just me.
Sure. Then if that's the case, then Saeed, you're the one who sees it.
He just says behind him, I don't know, but there's an obelisk here below the vent. Can you get over the vent so other people can see?
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
they
In
come
fact, the vent is a 4-way vent. So with enough finagling, you can all face the vent.
He's gonna go cross and then back sideways into the next one and pull himself back.
Okay.
He's not allowed to make any calls because he is a new boss lady.
That's true. He does. That's true. Luna is now firmly in charge of this mission.
Yeah.
Marcus is going to do a 3-point turn in the vent.
Okay. So you all get to the point where you are facing the vent.
Does it look like it'll hold body weight?
The obelisk?
Yeah.
It does look pretty sturdy.
Is there any
wouldn't-
reason that it looks gross, or is it just like a column? Is it a black column, and so it looks like we could crawl down it, or would there
Yeah,
be
it's just a
some
black
sort of
obelisk.
indication?
Nothing looks gross about it at all. It's just a black obelisk. It's just good.
Yeah, but you know, when you're not worried about it and it's a mundane thing, then you
I
say
didn't
it's
say
a
it was a
column.
mundane. I just said it
And
was a
when
black
you're worried
obelisk.
about it, you call it a black obelisk. So is it just like a black column that you're talking about? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's just
you're
a black
saying?
obelisk. A
Anissa
column ends
said-
in a flat top. An obelisk ends in a point.
Okay. Oh, okay. So is it super sharp? Does it seem like it's going to kill us?
Nope.
No.
Anissa
Okay.
says, "Don't touch it."
I mean,
Oh,
there's still
well-
a vent. There's still a vent where you are.
Yeah, like if we get down there, we don't want to touch this. If that's porta builder stuff,
Is
sometimes
that what you think it is?
it looks kind of fucky.
It's in our way, so we either crawl down that thing or we move on.
How big is it?
Pretty sizable.
It's
Hmm.
it's 2 feet away from where we are in the ceiling. So the tip,
Oh, is it?
I'm
Oh.
guessing the point is 2 feet away from us right now. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's absolutely no way we could like finagle our way down without touching it. Is there anything else in this room that we can see?
Greetings, operatives. Perhaps I can be of assistance.
Hello, computer.
The hatch on a hinge opens.
She leans into do we have comms?
To each other? Sure.
Yeah. She taps into what do you call it? Subvocally to Marcus. What did it say in the notes about the AI?
The AI wasn't sure what it wanted to do.
Hmm.
It wasn't sure about the experiments and it didn't want to do them.
Yeah, we can't trust, and then she will vocalize to the others through comms. I don't think we can trust this AI.
Do you want me to remind you what the AI said about the...
Sure.
It said, we thought we could harness its energy, but the AI is conflicted.
Yeah.
So humans wanted to access the shard, and the AI said, maybe not.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Guard, I mean, sounds like the AI was correct, right?
In hindsight.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just thinking AIs can be corrupt in not like morally corrupt, but they can be
That's it. Wrong
corrupt and
franchise.
no, Coriolis has it too.
That's true.
Oh.
Saeed just looks to Luna, says, "Your call, boss," and he's almost ready to pull himself into the room.
I don't think it hurts us to hear it out. AI, do you have a different name? Is there a name you go by?
Yes, of course, operative. My name is Thanatos, caretaker of this facility.
Thanatos? Thanatos, do you have any ideas for how we could get down? Do you think that column is safe?
Yes, you can climb down my central pillar.
Marcus is just already starting to climb down. He's grown tired of just waiting.
Yeah,
It
you
is a
you
bo- Hmm.
you
My
begin to
central
slide
pillar.
down, and you begin to climb down. And what you see as you climb down is that this this black obelisk. You can see lights flashing as you're climbing this thing. This central obelisk is a computer.
Oh.
Marcus, as the data djinn, once you're on it and can see all of the lights and all of the other things, this is the AI core.
This is
Hmm.
just the core. It's nothing silly.
Oh. All right then.
Luna shrugs and then she follows Marcus.
Yeah. I'll follow as well.
Saeed?
Yeah, he's following.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. No, you guys, nothing happens. It's nothing untoward. That's crazy. You guys make your way down into the central hub here. You see a mass of terminal banks. You see a mass of like glowing blue screens. You see the large AI core here, and it's everything you would think from the central hub of a space station doing stuff. You see there are cables and conduits that snake across the floor. You see that the surface of the obelisk has like, AI relevant like code etched into it. You see there are blinking lights here, nodes here. It seems as though this is where all of the computer terminals would connect to, and this is where the AI lives.
Hmm.
Thanatos, we're here to discover what might have gone wrong with the research some years ago. Can you direct us to the logs?
Sure.
He begins to pull up logs on the screens here. What you get from this is that the shard, as they are calling it, was found. Pieces of it were removed, like chips, fragments were shaved off. Like the same way you would do like radiocarbon dating or like a biopsy. Little pieces were shaved off to experiment in controlled environments, and that's what was happening in the research facility. The core itself is kept in the containment chamber. And at some point, some experiment, some energy-based experiment, and an attempt to harness whatever was happening with the shard went awry. And it began to quite literally infect the crew of the Thanatos Station. The remaining crew, the non-infected crew, attempted to escape, but they were either caught, dispersed. No one made it off the station. So if they're not dead, they became whatever was aggressing you outside in the hallways.
She looks to Luna. Maybe Thanatos here can give us a copy of the data.
I presume Marcus can help us with that. Marcus?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me a data gen.
I'm going to hook my tabula up to it and see if I can copy things.
Nice.
Would you not get any bonuses because the AI is friendly?
He would not.
Well, Luna did suggest that he do it, so is that a
You
command?
didn't roll command.
You didn't roll command. The AI is being pleasant. Friendly is perhaps
Such a
he's being
mundane
friendly.
term.
Yeah,
To be
perhaps
determined.
he's being friendly, perhaps not. He's just being helpful at this moment. So you access the data core, or at least the terminal that he's displaying it on, and you begin a download of the logs that he has referenced.
Sweet. Thanatos, where's the remaining pieces of the shard?
All remaining pieces of the shard have been liquefied. The shard itself, however, is still in the containment unit.
Back in the containment area?
Correct.
Fuck.
We have come for the logs. There's a lot of value, of course, in obtaining artifacts, but given the remaining crew here, I think it would be best if we make away with our lives. So,
I tend to agree.
Thanatos, do you have access to the cameras of the station?
Of course.
Can you tell us where any movement is currently being detected?
Yes. There are several moving objects inside the research facility. There are also several moving objects inside the crew quarters.
Are those the only two locations?
Yes.
The people in the crew, well, the moving objects in the crew quarters, are those people that are living? Or are they the same as the ones in the research facility?
Life signs point to one Dr. Alina Farik.
And in the research facility, is there life other than
Yes.
movement?
Well, no. Just the remnants of the crew. I call them the Shrouded.
Can you make sure they do not leave?
Yes. Fair warning, there are also shrouded inside the crew quarters. Dr.
Well, we could.
Frake is currently hiding from them. She won't
How
last
many?
long. A dozen.
I'm sure she'll be fine. Uh,
It's a bit heartless.
The shrouded, what are they attracted by?
I cannot do independent research. I can only observe.
Have
What
you
have you
observed them
observed?
moving towards noise?
They seem to move towards noise and any other external stimuli.
The doctor, and he would remember the name, I've forgotten it. What was her role in the station?
She's one of the researchers.
Was she working on the shard?
Everyone was working on the shard.
He looks to Luna and says, she may be more useful than the logs.
Thanatos, does the air duct connect to the crew quarters?
Yes.
Do you think you could set an alarm in the hallway outside of the crew quarters and then close the door after the shrouded have exited?
I could, but some malevolent force has used 2 darkness points to sever all security overrides.
What a shame.
Unfortunately, when your hacker hacks the security door overrides, perhaps there are repercussions. So I'm down 2 more darkness points, as there are no longer any safety protocols
Can the
for
hacker
this
hack
station.
the security overrides to keep it so they don't mess with the hacker hacking the security override?
Unfortunately, no. You have disabled all safety protocols of the station.
Well, if
Thanatos,
we-
how many
if we can-
doors?
Say again?
Sorry, how many doors are between us and the crew quarters now?
One door, well, 2 doors remain between you and the crew quarters. The door outside of my hub and the door outside of the crew quarters.
And from the hub, our ship is docked onto the hub, right?
Your ship is docked in the docking bay.
yeah, so we're in the middle, and then the crew quarters would be this way, and then our ship would be down here. So if we want to just leave with our data, we're here, we can just go straight south to the hangar. Otherwise, we're going like this, like that.
Said sighs, and he just looks to Luna and says, this is your call.
So, Mike, when the AI said that it could not do that, it means that it can't. I didn't follow exactly why it couldn't do that. Would it be possible for Marcus to hack into the system and do that?
No, so Marcus,
I would have to be
Marcus
there.
overrode the safety protocols of the station to crush
Okay.
a being in the door.
Got
and
it.
so I spent darkness points to say that what he did was override the safety protocols of the entire station, meaning that there are
Got
no
it.
fire alarms, no sprinkler systems,
got it.
no safety.
Mm.
In that case, so how far is the crew quarters from where we are right now? Can you see it? Can you see the door? If the doors were open, obviously.
You're asking you're asking Thanatos?
Or you?
You can see, so you're in a central hub. There's 4 doors on all the cardinal directions, and you've been around at least halfway. The door from the central ring is maybe 15 feet to the main like circular hallway, and then the doors are all on the external hallway. So from where you are, maybe 5 feet to the door, and then 15 feet through that door to the other door, and then you're in a room kind of like the research facility.
Okay, and off of the hub, the door to the research facility, we know that corridor is clear, correct? Because Marcus locked them in the research facility itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Said looks to Luna and says, I can go back in the vents. I can crawl above the research facility, open both doors. I have a gun. It makes a lot of noise. That could potentially drag them into the research facility corridor, close those doors, and that might be enough.
You're going to go back to the research facility, jump into
Just
the
into the
room
corridor.
filled with the
No, ma'am. Just
You're
off
gonna
the
go,
hub.
okay. All right, so you're
Just
not gonna
off the
go
hub.
fully in there. You're gonna jump into the corridor outside the research facility, open the door,
Between the
and
research
then
facility, sorry, the corridor and the hub, not the research facility. So you got
and
the hub,
you
corridor,
mhm.
and we're going to open the door just into that corridor, not the research facility where they are.
And then you're going to jump back into the
Here.
make it so. Can I roll command?
Yeah, sure.
Marcus
Give him
is
some bonus.
listening to this convoluted plan is just like, why not them just
Jesus
get him
Christ,
out of the
Melissa, what are you
quarters?
doing?
Just
She's
roll
hacking.
What's happening here?
She's taking all the roll luck from all of us.
All right, so 4.
But
Let me
he's
come up
rolled
with
really
the devil's
well.
bargain for you. So I want to make sure I understand here, Chris. So there's the
Yep.
central room that you're in. There is a hallway that connects to the outside ring, and the door on the outside ring is where the research facility is. So there's a door here in the central piece, a tunnel, another door on the other side. There is only the 2 doors: the door here and the door to the research facility.
Yes.
Okay.
So the door into the hub,
Yes.
he wants to open.
Okay.
So the door of the research facility will stay closed, keeping
Correct.
everything locked in there.
Okay.
And then he wants the doors between the hub and the crew quarters opened. So that there's effectively a tunnel from the research facility door all the way to the crew quarters. And he is going to be in the vents above the tunnel towards the research facility, and he will be firing his gun a few rounds to make noise.
So you want your plan is to get the creatures to run through the AI hub towards you?
Through the central hub. Is the central hub the AI room
That's
where
where
we
you
are
are.
now?
Yeah, that's where you
Yes.
are right now.
Hmm.
There's only those 5 rooms.
We could all crawl up because we can fit around that vent.
Well, everyone can go to the ship, can go to the docking area, and I can drag them into the research facility tunnel, and then I can jump back into here.
You still,
Jump
do you
back
still
into
want to
the
do
tunnel? Into
that? You
the
still
air
want to
duct?
do that, Chris?
If you guys are happy, we can have a
If
go.
we are, yeah. I mean, I'm on board. Mike, what is the deal?
I don't know, that's a pretty fucking succinct plan. No, I think no deal. That's a good plan. That's a sound plan. I find no flaws in your logic here. I do have 7 darkness points to fuck with the rest of you, but yeah, I'll say you absolutely get 2 bonus dice at least. Yeah, you get 2 bonus dice.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah,
in that
nothing
case-
bad happens.
He's going to jump up into the vent, and he's going to begin crawling his way to the corridor connecting to the research facility. And if there is a small vent, he'll just knock that out, just so he can fire into that as loud and make as much
And-
noise as he can.
And we're simultaneously going to the ship. Is that right?
That seems
To the
correct.
docking hub. Yeah.
All right. So Luna heads up to go to the ship, or are
Okay.
we walking there?
You can probably just walk there.
You can walk.
Yeah, we walk
Thanatos
there.
will open the door for you. And the
Okay.
docking bay is jammed, so it's that slit that you guys came through to begin with. Outstanding.
Are we rescuing the researcher?
That's what we're trying.
That's the plan.
We're trying to pull the whatever they're called, shadows.
Thanatos called them the
Shroud.
shrouded.
The shroud.
Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to say, Chris. You have 2 bonus dice to use somewhere in this cockamamie plan of yours. You're not required to roll anything to just shoot blindly at nothing. You successfully fire a gun. It's very simple. So I'm not going to have you roll for that. So the rest of the crew is getting the ship started. Saeed, you head up, you climb the obelisk up into the tunnels, you move over towards the research facility, opening a tunnel from the crew quarters to the research facility, fire off your gun, hoping to attract the creatures, and then what's the next step of the plan?
Close the doors so that they are sealed into that tunnel, and then he is going to go back and head towards the crew quarters.
Okay,
To go and
just
look for
to
the
be
doctor.
just to be clear, there is no tunnel to seal them in. You can seal them either in the central ring, or you can seal them in the AI hub.
He would seal them in the AI hub then.
Okay.
Sorry, central ring. Do you mean like?
The ring that goes
Outs.
all the way around.
Yeah, that
Yeah, he would
accesses
seal them in
everything.
that.
But then they access
Then they can
everything
get to
else.
the docking bay and all that stuff.
Oh, then whatever's
Seal-
a sealable room. So the
Just
AI
the
hub.
AI
AI
room.
hub.
Okay. So you basically fire, and some of them come, a number of them come out, and you close the door on one side of the AI hub, and before they get out, you close the other door, sealing them in to that. And then how are you getting out of the tunnel, out of the HVAC to get to?
He is going to look for any basic vent that he can fit out of, and he's going to try and break that and get down. How high is the ceiling?
The fastest vent would be for you to crawl straight back over the top of the AI room, and straight across to the crew quarters.
He will do that, but he's going to stop above the AI hub, and he's going to like peer in. How many are in there?
Go ahead and roll me observation.
4 successes.
Holy shit!
A dozen.
All of them.
Perfect.
All of them.
He will then speak into the hole to Thanatos and says, "Are you able to deal with them, or are they a problem for you?"
You see a bunch of lights sort of blink on the obelisk. And Thanatos responds.
Your assistance is required to execute the Thanatos protocol.
What is the protocol?
Purging of the Thanatos Station.
Can this be done remotely?
It cannot. I need to ensure that the containment field inside of the containment unit is stabilized.
Okay, and how do we do that?
You must access the containment unit and stabilize its field.
From within the containment unit?
Yes. Until that is done, I cannot begin the Thanatos protocol.
And the Thanatos protocol makes all this go away?
Purges all life forms from the Thanatos Station.
Okay, I will do that once I've got the doctor safe. I need to make
Understood.
sure she's on the ship. He is then going to crawl over the vent and find his way out and head towards crew quarters.
Okay. The crew quarters, the vent in the crew quarters is less firmly sealed, as it's just people that are in here, nothing's trying to get out. You bash through that with like the pommel of your the handguard of one of your guns, and you see small apartments for 30 or so scientists that are in here. It is quiet. You see there is a lot of disarray, shattered mirror glass. Things are all over the place, as if like the place was like torn apart. What do you do as you make your way into here?
He's going to start doing a sweep, and as he gets to every single door, he's going to peer in with his gun. If there's nothing in there, he's just going to say in quietly, Doc, this is your ride out. If you're in this room, let's go. And he's going to do that to each room as he goes.
Okay. You move through, you do a sweep, and you call out, and you hear a voice from like inside a closet that says, who are you? Are you with the others? Are you here to help?
We're here to get you out. It's time to go.
We don't have much time. I think the shard's alive.
We need to move, Doc. Let's go.
She comes out of this, and you see a doctor, like light brown skin, dark hair, sort of cascading. She is wearing like torn like dress pants. You see that her shirt is disheveled. White lab coat, torn and singed in a number of places. She looks like her eyes are a little bit sunken in through like lack of sleep and lack of nutrition, as though she's been hiding for quite some time. And she looks like she has not slept in days. As she kind of like half crawls out of the closet here and looks to you. What is?
All right,
this
let's
a
go.
rescue mission?
I need to get you to the boss. For you, it is, but we need to get you to the boss. She'll make the decisions, and then we go from there. And then something about a Thanatos protocol, but we need to move.
Has the Thanatos protocol been activated?
Not yet. It's on the list.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. And she follows you to the docking bay where you lead her out.
He's going to lead her to Luna, and he's going to look to her and says, the AI has told us that we should be activating a Thanatos protocol, which will kill everything in the station. But it has to be done from the central hub, from the containment unit. And I imagine that whoever does that's going to die. So we can just leave. We got the doc, we got the notes.
Let's go.
Or
Let's go.
you can tell me what to do.
Let's go.
Roger that. He's going to turn and walk
Let's
towards the ship.
leave. Let the next team, let the kill team deal with it.
Okay. The four of you and Dr. Alina Farik head back to your shuttle through the airlock. The door folds back up as you all ratchet yourselves in. Commander Ahmad, you enter the access code and you complete the mission. The shuttle exits the station, makes its way skyward and back to whatever destination it is bound for. And in our final moments, what we see is a like an X-ray camera as it like zooms in towards Luna and towards her bag. As it passes through the fabric of her bag, we see a little smudge of black oil sort of drip down the side of her bag. And
I
that's where
said
we
get rid of the
end-
bag.
And that's where we end this episode of Coriolis, the Thanatos Protocol.
Yay,
Hell
no
yeah, good
asteroid.
times, and no asteroid, no asteroid. And I only spent a couple
Certainly
dollars points.
asteroid.
I still had 7 left for you.
Mhm.
Well, minus 2 more for the survival of the goop. Interesting. There were several outcomes here, and yeah, I left it open ended on how you could solve this. Interesting how you chose to solve it. Let's go around, do our introduction so we can get the hell out of here, do our after show. If you guys want access to this after show and all the other after shows for all of our other shows, you can do so by joining us over on the Patreon, the $5 tier. Link in the description down below. While you're down there, join us in the Discord. Lots of good conversations happen there. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, do all that fun stuff. Become a channel member. It's great. It helps the channel out. And leave a comment in this video. A little emoji of a moon. Who knows? With that, let's go around, do our introductions. We'll start with Melissa. Welcome back to Coriolis. Been a long time coming. And you know, this is your first time in this setting of Coriolis, so that's fun. So who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa, drafter in the Discord. I have a website, Games with Stories, where you can see my fan art of mostly unMadeGaming stuff. And that's about it. That's who I am. That's where you can find me. Probably can't find me anywhere else.
Hell yeah. We'll jump over to Chris. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm Chris Necro. You can find me here on unMadeGaming Patreon, One Shots, The Rise, Age of Always. Other than that, the Discord. You can find the Discord, the links below.
Hell yeah. Matt, you're up next. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hello, I'm Matt Ordy, and you'll find me in Mike's Patreon campaign and one shots here on the unMadeGaming channel, and in Mike's Discord.
It's a great place to be. Come hang out.
Popcorn.
Yeah. And last but not least, G, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I'm still the friendly neighborhood lightning invoker. You'll find me and Melissa tomorrow for Mundus Novus, which is another Patreon campaign.
And there are wolves.
And
Hmm?
Oh yes, wolves. Yes, maybe. Yes, we'll see. I'm scared. And with Chris for the Rise. Oh, Chris and Matt for the Rise. And then Age of Always, which is coming February 15th, I believe. And all things Patreon, in the Discord, modding for the streams during the week. And like Blue Sky, the usual.
Perfect. And if you have not filled out the end of year 2024 survey, please go check that out. I'll post it in the description. It's in the Discord. It's over on YouTube, in the community notes. Check that out. It helps the channel out, and it will be open till the end of January. With that, that is it from us. So from all of us to you guys, have fun. Do good things. Bye-bye.
Bye.